This is my makeup inventory. I have 298 products spread amongst 15 different categories. Let me show you what we're working with. Starting with the first one, which is priming. I have 4 products in here. I have 2 different glitter glues, one from NYX and one from Too Faced. The Too Faced one probably should be gotten rid of sometime this year, so hopefully we can get some more uses out of it and then say goodbye. I have a mixing medium, which is the Inglot Duraline, and then I have this cute little sachet from Huda Beauty from their Easy Blur Primer. My ideal portion of this category would probably just to have the Inglot Duraline and then 1 glitter primer. For complexion products, I have 7, 2 of which are my foundations. I have 1 NARS, which is the one that I am currently hate panning, and the Rimmel that really wants to take its place. I have 4 different loose powders, and then I have my Huda Beauty powder here, as well as a Pat McGrath press powder here. My ideal kind of portion of this category would be to have just 1 singular foundation, and then maybe 1 or 2 press powders, so I'd really like to get rid of my loose powders this year. For blushes, I currently have 10. 2 of them are singles, which you see here, and 8 of them are in palettes. I have 2 in my face palette here, and then 6 in my blush palette here. And I think for this collection, I would really like to dwindle it down maybe to just 1 face palette. I like the idea of having a couple of different options to choose from, but I definitely don't need 10 in general. So I'd really like to pan my singles, and then the 2 that are in this palette here. This palette is also being retired at the end of the year, which will leave me with just this 1 blush palette. I have 15 different highlighters, which is definitely way too many. These are all of my single ones, and this one here by Smashbox I 100% bought for the packaging. Look how absolutely stunning that is. The remaining 10 highlighters are part of these 3 different palettes here. I would really like to dwindle this collection down to maybe just 1 singular highlight, or possibly 2, maybe 1 in a more neutral tone and 1 in a cool tone, but I definitely don't need 15, so I'd really like to start working on panning some highlighters, especially my singles. This palette's going to be retired at the end of the year, so we'll be able to get rid of this one, but then I really need to work on these 2 as well, kind of getting them out of my collection. I've got 1 eyebrow mascara. This is brand new to me in my collection. It's the Etude Color My Brows in Blondie Brows. I like a good fiber mascara for my eyebrows, so I thought I would try this one. For mascaras, I have 9. I have 7 different colorful ones, including 2 blue, 2 red. I like with the blue ones that they're at least different enough that it warrants having both of them, but the red ones are very similar that I think I could get away with just having 1. Then I also have a black mascara as well as a black brown. I think I could get away with just having 1 of them since they are fairly similar when they're on the eyes, but this is a category that I don't mind having this many options because I do think it makes for a fun pop for a colorful look. For lashes, I only have 1 option, and it is the glue-free lashes here. I got these in my advent calendar this year. This is a category that I'm okay if I don't have any options, but I'll have fun playing with these while they last. Another category where I don't mind the options that I currently have. These are my cream gel liners. They're the only liners that I have. And again, I just like them because they add another colorful pop to an already colorful look. So I don't mind the collection that I have. I have 14 different lip colored products, 5 of which are lip liners, and then the rest which are a mix of lip cushions, lip oils, lip glosses, lipsticks, just a mix of things here. I don't mind the collection that I currently have as much as I would kind of just like to find my maybe like staple colors and then dwindle it down a little bit. I don't mind this collection while I'm kind of, you know, feeling things out and figuring out exactly what it is that I like. However, there are a couple products in here like the Tacobo lip oil that I don't really like, as well as the Tier Waterism lip tint, and then the Dear A, this is a Hydra lip tint as well. I'm not the biggest fan of these 3 products here, which sucks because those are the 3 that I just got in my advent calendar. But like I said, I kind of would dwindle this down a little bit once I figure out what my go-to lip shades and products are. Once I use these up, I wouldn't replace them, but these are the 2 singular eyeshadows that I currently have. I got these both in my advent calendar, and what's nice is that they're really light kind of shades that I can use for setting my lids and kind of using all over. So at least they're versatile shades that I have, but I'm not really big into singular eyeshadows, so that's why I wouldn't replace them once they're gone. So this is a category that once these are complete, I'm okay with it not existing anymore. I have 14 different eyeshadow palettes that have 160 eyeshadow shades in them. This is my only nude palette. This is my Pan That palette for the year. This is the 66.5 Degrees North collection by Cleonaud. We got the Daydreamer collection from Cleonaud as well as the Koala Trio. And then I have 2 palettes full of the stained glass collection. And then I have a couple of blues set aside purposely, but these belong to the collections that you just saw. Next, I have my neon pigments. I have 15 of them, 9 of which are in powdered form, and then 6 of them are in the Aqua UV color palette from Kryolan. They're the water activated pods. I really like this category. I don't mind having these options, and I really like the fact that I don't have overlap colors. So I actually don't mind this collection as is. What makes up the bulk of my collection is my glitter and chrome flake collection. I have 45 pieces in total, 42 of which are the chrome flakes that are in these boxes here, and then they're the little pods that you see here as well. I really love the chrome flakes, though they are a little bit difficult to work with because they are so lightweight. I'd really like to dwindle this collection down. As much as I love glitter and as much as I love the chrome flakes, I don't think I really need every single color. So I would really like to dwindle it down to maybe like a handful of colors, and then I don't mind having the gel here, the glitter liner, and I'd also really like to use up the Tarte loose powder as well. I have 2 pieces from the Tarte Mermaid collection. These are the face and body gems. I'd really like to use these up, and then this is a collection that I'm okay with no longer having, or a category I'm okay with no longer having. They are fun to play with, I just find them unnecessary for my collection because I'd rather slaver myself in glitter and chrome flakes. Rounding out my inventory is my miscellaneous category, which is 2 different brush cleaners. I have a solid one and then a quick clean, and then I also have a set of blotting papers. This is a category that I think is kind of necessary because you definitely need to clean your brushes. However, I don't use blotting paper, so this is something I'd like to use up, get out of my collection, and then we would only need to have 2 pieces in my miscellaneous collection. So that is my makeup inventory. There's a few categories that I'm okay with them kind of like dwindling, using up, and then no longer existing. And then there's also a few categories I would just like to get a better control of. So we've got quite a bit of work to do, so hopefully we can pan some products in 2026 and get this collection down. Thank you for checking in with me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!